Plaintiff Michonne McManus claims she and her roommate went to a party at the defendant's home. And while there, her roommate and the defendant got into a physical altercation. After the scuffle, Michonne says the defendant punched her car and hit her in the face, so she's suing for car damages and medical bills. Defendant Curtis Cooper says Michonne's roommate was extremely belligerent by the time they arrived at the party, and that's why Curtis asked him to leave. However, before he left, he shoved Curtis and his girlfriend, and at some point during the argument, Curtis accidentally knocked Michonne in the face, but he denies doing anything to her car.
Prove your case.
Back in April of 2008, Kristen, Curtis's girlfriend, and I were working together at Round Table Pizza, and we had hit it off pretty instantly as friends there, and so she had invited me to her house that evening to hang out with her and her boyfriend Curtis. I asked Kristen if it was all right if I bring my roommate with me, and she okayed it. So about 11 o'clock that night, Jason, my roommate, and I got into my vehicle and went over to Kristen's house. All of us had a few drinks, played a game, but throughout the evening, Jason, my roommate, and Curtis just did not get along. I don't really know what started it, but there was just verbal confrontation the whole time between them. Eventually, we ended out in the front yard, and Jason and Curtis got into it in like a sort of a wrestling match.
You don't know what the conflicts were about?
They just instantaneously didn't like each other.
Let me hear from him.
He had a little bit too much to drink, and he put like a beer box on his head, started acting pretty belligerent, and somebody commented, are you still in high school or something like that. It must have hurt his feelings, so he got pretty mad about that, and started getting up in my face about that.
How'd you all end up outside?
Just go smoke, just to go talk.
Both at the same time?
Yeah, well, everybody was doing this, and then I asked him to leave because he was mad.
Leave from smoking? You said stop your smoking. As you were
I told him to leave my house.
He wasn't in your house. He was outside smoking.
Exactly, but he's on my property.
But he's outside smoking. He wasn't doing anything to you. What I'm starting to hear is someone invited the other out to fight.
No, that's not how it happened.
Okay, so tell me what did happen then.
We were outside smoking. In my recollection, I don't think there was any prior intent when we went into the yard that they were going to fight.
Everybody went outside at the same time to smoke?
Yes. It was Jason and I and Kristen and him.
All right.
And so we all went outside, and again, I honestly don't know exactly the verbiage that was between the two of them that started the fight, but they started wrestling on the ground. And at that point...
Where were you standing?
I was right next to him.
And you couldn't hear him?
I don't remember specifically.
You know what's going to happen here? Everybody's going to deny who started what. You want to tell me?
Yeah, he was asked to leave because he was acting like a fool, and he didn't want to go. So he ends up shoving me, and when he shoved me...
Where were you standing?
I was standing right next to him.
And so was she?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Maybe that's why she couldn't remember, because she didn't want to tell me that he was being told to leave.
I had no idea, but yeah, this was like 2 years ago. I mean, this was a long time ago. And then after he shoves me, my girlfriend goes up in his face, tells him he needs to leave. He needs to get out of there. And that's when he shoved her on the ground. So I go over there to, stop the assault, and that's when she came over and started to grab onto me. Okay, this is her lawsuit, so I'm going to allow her to tell me. Go ahead. Okay. I do not remember Jason pushing Kristen on the ground, but I definitely did get between them.
What part do you remember with regard to this case?
The part that I got between them, and I definitely did look at Kristen, and I told her, yes, we need to go. Jason was causing problems. I do not deny that he had done it before at the bar with me. And so at that point, Kristen and Curtis both went into the house. Jason and I went to my car, which was in the driveway a couple feet away. He got my passenger seat, I got in the driver's seat. We were backing out of the driveway, and Curtis comes out of the house just angry and jumps onto the hood of my car and starts punching it.
Okay.
And that's not what happened.
I'll let you give your story.
And then I got out of the car at that point and said something in the effect of, "What are you doing to my car?" And next thing I remember, I was coming to in Kristen's bathroom crying, and my mouth was bleeding. And I remember just feeling, I didn't think I had any teeth left. You don't remember what
caused that?
No.
Gotcha.
I do not know.
Ma'am, it's going to be hard for you to prove any of this if I can't rely on your memory. You have forgotten most of what happened that evening. So I'm going to see if you remember what happened that evening.
Yes, sir.
You told me he shoved you, and then what?
And then, well, he shoved her down right after that, and I go to break it up after he assaulted her, and that's when she came over and started, pulling me to get away from him. Right. Just, instinctively, I raised my arm back, and she got bumped in the mouth, and
instinctively.
Oh my gosh, no.
Somebody's grabbing onto you, trying to pull you.
She went to break it up. She did say that. Mm-hmm.
And she accidentally got bumped in the mouth, and her retainer was broken. They go get in their car. They're sitting out there honking the horn, screaming, I guess trying to wake my neighbors up. I don't know why. And then they leave. So a few days later, we contacted her, and she asked about replacing her retainer that accidentally was broken. So I go to my my ATM, and I get the money out, and I give it to my girlfriend, and she gives it to her, and the whole thing settled after that.
What about the car? Go ahead.
The car, yeah. The whole thing about the car is I never would set a foot out in the driveway. I stayed inside my gated yard the whole time.
What do you think happened?
I think I'm getting scammed. No damages were done to her car.
When did she first mention damage to the hood?
I haven't seen her since this incident, so I didn't even know anything about this until like 2 weeks ago when I got contacted.
Telling you there was a lawsuit against you?
Yes, and I had no idea what it was even about. I mean, like I said,
that was 2 years ago?
Almost 2 years ago.
Ma'am, what did you do to pursue it?
Nothing, Your Honor, honestly.
Why?
I was talked to. No, I absolutely do remember. After I got hit, I was not myself for a very long time.
2 years?
It's been a year and a half.
Gotcha.
It took me a year to file it.
Ma'am, did you want to testify? Come on now.
Yes.
State your name.
Kristen Hilgert.
What do you want to tell me?
That basically.
Tell me about paying.
Oh, paying.
You paid for the retainer?
Yes.
And that was part of her dental bill.
She said her retainer was broken, and so, Kurt felt bad because it was an accident, so I go bring her their money at work. Everything was fine. Nothing else was said. Okay. I only worked there for a couple of months, and and then
you
that
have
was
your
it.
other dental bills? Because for you to pay part of her dental bill, and since she had other damages to her teeth or mouth, why shouldn't you pay for all of it?
It was just a broken retainer at the time. I mean, there was no other damages.
How do you know? You a dentist?
I'm not saying
that's
that.
all it was.
It was never brought up again. I've never seen her since this incident. You'd think she would try to get a hold of me to take care of this matter, but I just feel like I don't know if she's trying to scam me or she doesn't have a job or something. She's trying to get some money out of me, but
there's a lot of work done to her teeth, and looks like insurance paid, but they can come after you and collect once you get a judgment. That's how insurance items work. So I am going to grant you a judgment for your dental bills, ma'am. I believe they're liable for that. Not going to grant you your car damages, ma'am. You say you've been too busy or you've been out of it for 2 years and therefore you never mentioned the car damage to him before. I'm not buying that. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,971, and that's for the dental bill. Have a good day, folks.